Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Debating is for Life. I'm your host, Tamer Higazi, and with us today, the effervescent, multi-talented Riem Higazi. Welcome, Riem.
Thank you, Tamer. What a nice introduction.
Well, you're very welcome. You deserve a glowing introduction. Let's just put a caveat out there. There are a lot of Higazis in this world. A Higazi is a very common name in the Arab-speaking world. So it doesn't mean just because two people named are Higazi that they're automatically related. But in this case, they are. So this is my loving sister, Riem Higazi. I called you effervescent because you do have a kind of a charming personality. I'm sure that will come out. I don't have to explain that to people. But why don't you give us a little intro, like, why don't you start off by talking about what it's like to be the sister of Coach Tamer Higazi?
Well, first of all, I'd like to ask, who's this person that just did this introduction?
What do you mean?
Okay, it feels wonderful to be the sister of Coach Tamer Higazi. I'm so proud to see all the work that I put into you is paid off.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So it's going to be like that.
No.
Well, you know, I often talk about you in my classes because, like, I teach kids and they all have siblings. So that's the topic of siblings always comes up. And one of the stories that just seems to be a recurring story is the story when the audience should know we grew up riding horses in Austria. And so one day I had enough of you. And I said, I took two horse whips and I came up to you and I said, choose your weapon. This is going to be a fight to the death. And you chose one of the whips, I think the longer one, and you started whipping me with it. And so I remember I didn't expect the fight to begin that early, so I was panicking and I took off running and I ran straight into the electric fence. And the electric fence, I got tangled in it. I remember I fell down, I got tangled in it, and I was getting an electric shock every 5 seconds. And while I was trying to get out of it, you were still whipping me with the whip. And so that's when I realized, I guess, you don't mess with your older, stronger, smarter sibling. What do you think about that?
I think that story, I remember it totally differently.
What, you mean you come out as a hero even more than that?
That doesn't make me a hero to have my younger brother suffering while he's being electrocuted to whip him.
That's another topic that comes up, like sibling rivalry is so natural. But is it good? Is it good for a person to be badgered, disrespected, bullied relentlessly by their, not both ways, not just you to me, but is it good for a person? Does that build up character? Does it make you more resilient? Does it help you in the world? Or is it just, does it crush you right from the get-go and it gives you no chance at having a normal life?
Well, I don't know about all of that. All I know is that the day that you were born, the universe gave me the most amazing gift I ever got in my life. And you are a part of my natural resources, and you're definitely a huge part of who I am. And for that, I'm very grateful.
Oh, yeah. Well, ditto for me. Um, sorry about the challenge to the death thing. All right. Oh, now we got past it. What comes to mind when I do this? Tick a chan, tick a chan, tick a tick a chan, chan, tick a chan, tick a chan, tick a tick a
When
chan,
you're
chan,
all alone and it's really cold, chance on me.
you are, I want to say, a pioneer in Austrian radio broadcasting. You live in Austria, in Vienna. This is where you're coming from right now. And so tell us a little bit about your job and what it is. You've had an amazing career, and in your job, not just broadcasting and doing journalism on the radio, but also because you're the English speaking kind of faction of your team, you got to interview some amazing English speaking stars that passed through Austria over the years. So tell us a little bit about your job and what that all entails.
Oh, okay. Well, I went to Lester B. Pearson High School, and as soon as I graduated, I worked that summer. That was in 1989. And then right after my summer job was over with, I got on a one-way ticket plane and came to Austria. And since I've been 19, or since I was 19 years old, that's where I've been living more or less here in Vienna. I had a long stint in London too, but more or less the whole time in Vienna. And so when I was really young and at university, at Vienna's university, I was looking for a summer job, and I wangled my way into the radio station and just left my CV in every office. And while I was doing that, I bumped into this lady and I said, sorry, in English. And she goes, oh, do you speak English? In German. And that's weirdly how my career started, honest to God. And she was like, oh, we're looking for someone that can interview a band. They're heavy metal. They're from America, but nobody can speak English. I said, oh, yeah, no problem. I can do it. And so I got to interview Metallica. And,
Awesome.
so yeah, that's how my career started. And then a couple years later, a couple of people got together and decided to make an alternative radio station, but still under the umbrella of the Austrian Broadcasting Corporation that would be bilingual. And even before the words that we use now, the terminology, including diversity and inclusion, we decided we wanted a platform so that people who were half Austrian and half Egyptian and didn't speak German as their mother tongue still felt that they were at home in Austria. So we started a radio station called FM4. And our motto is, you're at home, baby. And I became not only station voice, but a host there and contributing editor. And basically, I've done everything that you can do at a radio
Yeah.
station, including the
Well,
catering.
over the years, I mean, when my kids were younger, you used to send them Christmas and birthday gifts of recorded, uh, I guess like DJ style shows that featured them, and it was so cool. We got introduced to all the new up and coming music, and it was just always something so special and unique. And didn't you interview at one point Will Smith before he became a big movie star while he was still the Fresh Prince of Bel Air or something like
Oh
that?
yeah, but this was at the very start of my. I'm going to put it like this: career. I don't know why. I'm not being self-depreciative. Depreciatory. What is it, Tamer?
Self-deprecating?
Oh, I'm not doing that. But yeah, it was at the very start. It was around 1993 when um, DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith made their big hit record, and they were on a promotion tour in Europe. And I actually had to go to Munich to interview him because he was doing all the press junkets in Munich for that region. So I got on a train for about 6 hours, and the big problem was I had, this is going to be gross, but I had like a cold sore that ran like from my lip to my nose, and I was this little 23-year-old lady. And I got there to the thing and the interview, you get 10 minutes in and out, and it's very professional. It's like a conveyor belt of press, if you will. It's promotion, really. Anyways, to get your sound bites, to record your things, and I had a cassette. So I because that's how dated it is. So I get there and I get to the suite, and Will Smith is just a really tall and very handsome looking man, young man. He was only a couple years older than me. And I'm holding my hand like this, and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I just have this and I can't put a Band-Aid on it because it's like, it's really gross, and I'm just going to do it like this. Don't worry. And I was setting up the thing, and he was like, helping me set up the cassette. And then he's like, don't worry, it's not that bad. Like, just put your hand away. It's really weird. Yeah. So I said, okay, okay. So then I put my hand away. And then he's like, don't worry, it's not that bad. So I'm like, okay, thanks. So I start the recording, we start the interview. And during the interview, he's calmly speaking to me and answering my questions. And while he's doing that, he goes, all of a sudden, without me even knowing, he goes, holy shit. And I'm like, what? And he goes, I think it just grew again. And he did that like 3 times. And he surprised me each time. And I remember thinking all these years that he was actually really funny and kind of cool, except until we slapped Chris Rock. But that's another
Well, you
story.
know, we could talk about that separately, but that I blame his wife. But anyway, he is funny and cool. He was always charming, and there's a reason he became like one of the biggest stars in the world. Anyway, you've had an amazing storied career. I've always been so impressed with how you carved a career out for yourself. Like, you created your own job essentially, and then ended up doing the coolest things, and it's like never the same day. You interviewed the likes of Mikhail Gorbachev, the Bono from U2. Even when I visited you one time in Vienna, I ended up hanging out with Hootie and the Blowfish outside of the ORF station. It was really cool. Yeah, I did. It's true. They gave me tickets to their concert. Your radio broadcasting career has been amazing, and but there's something else about you that people should know. What comes to mind when I show you this?
Oh God.
Bum, bum,
Oh
bum.
no.
Hmm?
Oh my goodness.
Hmm?
Oh Lord.
Hmm?
Oh my God. Tamara, that was good. I like it. Oh no. Okay, that's enough now. Oh, that's a nice one at the end. Oh God. I like the
So
one at the end the best.
you competed in the Austrian version of Dancing with the Stars called the Dancing Stars, and it's really quite a big ordeal. I mean, if you can't tell by the set, it's a huge production, well attended, well viewed. Austria is a small country, so I know that you already kind of voice famous in Austria as a radio personality, but when you did Dancing with the Stars, did that make people recognize you even more? Did that make you even more famous in Austria?
But, first of all, I have to say, really, Tamara, when I opened up my Zoom launch meeting and the first picture came up and I saw that you described me as radio broadcaster slash dancer, I thought that that was really sweet. Thank you for doing that. But that's
Well,
that.
I want to say, hang on. I want to say, growing up when we were young, I never thought twice about it, but I remember those dance movies were always on the television. And you and our stepmother Sue used to watch Fred Astaire movies, Gene
Mhm.
Kelly, Ginger Rogers, and that was like a staple in our household. But I never ever knew that, or I don't know if it's even true, that did you harbor dreams of being a dancer when you were young, or did that ignite when you were older? But you certainly put yourself on that track, and I know you worked like the devil, but there you were dancing like seriously professionally, and I gotta say that nobody was more impressed than me. Like you deserve a lot of credit for what you did.
Thank you
You
very
came
much.
third place in that competition, and you made it really far. And you dealt with some harsh judges, and week after week, and different dance styles. You had an amazing part. So tell me about this experience.
Okay, so thanks, Tamara. um, so like, okay, I'm the kind of person that I really I'm good at hiding away, you know what I mean? And I suffered a long kind of depression and also just a period of my life where I gained a lot of weight and I just, with my radio job, you can be a storyteller and nobody has to see you at all. So it's not a big deal, you know what I mean? For me, at least, right? So I was able to do my life like that for a long time because we got a call in the open plan office where I work at my radio station, FM4. Um, and I'm always the prankster in the open plan office. Yeah. So anyway, somebody called on my telephone and I picked it up and it was silent in the open plan office. And my colleagues were just acting normal, I guess, doing their work. And I picked up and this lady goes, "Oh, hi. I'm the secretary of the head of TV programming at the Austrian Broadcasting Corporation." So the corporation where I work, actually. And she goes, "Yeah. And she wants you to be on Dancing Stars next season." And I just went, and I hung up, right? And then I looked around and none of my colleagues reacted in any way. And I just thought to myself, holy moly, they're getting really good at this. Yeah. And then the lady calls back again and I pick up. She goes, "Please don't hang up." Yeah. She goes, "Really, it's true." Yeah. And then I said, "Listen, I need to think about this." So that night I thought about it and I thought, Donald Trump had just been elected as president of the United States, yeah? And I thought to myself, okay, I have this opportunity now to force myself to not hide away, to show myself, yeah? And to learn dancing because, yeah, when I was a little girl, it's not that I wanted to be a professional dancer, but I certainly wanted to be a beautiful, elegant dancer. And I thought because of my body type and because of my, social impact and information that I was absorbing as a kid, I thought that I wasn't allowed to be that. You know what I mean? So I thought, you know what? What if I really say yes and force myself to go out in public in the most unbelievable way, yeah, on this show that has 1 million viewers every Friday night in Austria, which is unbelievable, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a live show. So force yourself to do that. Learn dancing. Hop around with a young, professional, gorgeous dancer. Yeah. And at the age of 47, me and about 42 kilos, super overweight, and um, avoid doing Donald Trump stories for the next 4 months. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. And that's what I did.
Oh,
And then the first couple of weeks, there was really, the press was not nice. Yeah, not nice. But I kept thinking to myself, you know what? I'm going to do this because, like you said, like it's amazing. I really got this, through radio. Of course, I know the audience that listens to FM4, and I have a rapport with them for sure. Yeah. But this, especially through social media experience with the Dancing Stars situation, yeah, gave me a whole new reality check when it comes to how quickly you can become famous, and then also how quickly you can become unfamous. Yeah. So, and in my case, yeah, except for at the beginning, which really spurred me on, yeah, the overwhelming feedback, yeah, then also in the press, yeah, was not just nice, yeah, it was unbelievably reassuring and
yeah.
complimentary and just inspiring, and also like something that liberated me. It made me feel like, okay, I can be out in public. It's fine.
It's really an amazing story, and I would
Sorry,
be
it's so
remiss to not
long.
show the viewing public a sample of your dancing
Oh
skills.
no, please, Tamara, no, no. Which one did you choose? Oh God.
Speaking of Metallica, your first interview,
Oh my God, my face. Okay, okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at my face. Those shoes. Watch this. This is because we couldn't do a lift. And he has to drag me.
awesome.
And I continued to dance, for dance lessons with Nico until before the pandemic. And now he's got a lot of engagements professionally, but we're going to work on the schedule again to get really back into it for at least weekly, hourly things, not here and there.
I know that also with kind of the renewed celebrity that you got from Dancing Stars presented new opportunities for you career-wise, and this was one of them. Maybe you can talk a little bit on this one. Where were you when this happened, and what was this all about?
Oh my God, oh gosh, that picture. Um, you know what? During the Dancing Stars, it wasn't after. They during the arc of my episodes, the Austrian Broadcasting Corporation must have gotten an inkling that the feedback from the audience was so that people of all sorts of different persuasions were drawn to my personality, right? So they wanted to capitalize on that. And there's in Austria this thing, like in Canada, the Junos. We have this thing called the Amadeus Awards, Amadeus, Amadeus, Amadeus. So yeah, it's an Austrian Music Awards, and they let me co-host it with a famous actor and presenter here called Manuel Rubai, a lovely gentleman, and that's what that was. And it was my first time, and also last time ever, by the way, hosting a TV show like this, like a big gala like this, and it was really neat.
Good on you for doing this experience, and also I was so proud of you at that time, because I'm a big fan of people reinventing themselves as they go through life. And so I know all too many people who feel like they're counting their days to retirement, and they're ready to go out to pasture. But I love people who keep doing new things and trying new things, and succeeding in new things as they get older. So good on you. All right. Are you ready?
Oh God.